controlled by South Adams, knocked out of bounds, and let's see. It will be South Adams basketball. It belongs to South Adams, the basketball, that is, as we begin the first quarter of play. South Adams going from left to right on your dial. Here's a three right out of the gate, and it's good, and it is Jim Linhart, and he starts out with a bang. A home run, and it's 3-0 South Adams.
Yeah, Linhart can definitely fill it up, and he came out ready to play. No doubt about it. Hits that first three.
Bivens across the timeline for the Kokomo WildKats, going from right to left on your dial here in the first half. They go to the wing to Corpette. Back outside, top of the key to Bowling. Bowling drives, dishes to Corpette. Shot on the baseline, in and out, no. And the rebound comes down to South Adams. So the smaller team with the first rebound of the game quickly down the floor to Linhart. Linhart on the right wing high now goes back outside to Jeff Zorg. And they'll set it up. Zorg at the top of the key. That's Jason Zorg, twin brothers. It'll be confusing all game long. In the corner they go. Now back to the top of the key to Jason Zorg. Zorg looks inside, can't go, goes to Linhart. Back to Zorg. Zorg top of the key. He's the play marker to Linhart. Another three. In and out, no this time. And a rebound comes down to Kokomo and Dennis Valentine. And Kokomo wants to run. Bivens across the timeline, into the front court, to the free throw line. Slides to the right, now inside. Turnaround jump shot, in and out, no. And the rebound comes down to South Adams. So South Adams with the lead and the rebounding right now. 2-0 there, 3-0 the score.
Kokomo in that matchup zone right now.
Remember, South Adams has no player over 6'1" on the floor right now. Kokomo goes 6'5", 6'3", 6'2". Here is Zorg over to Linhart. Another three. Good. They have taken 3 shots. They've all been from downtown. 2 have gone down, and it's 6-0 South Adams.
Linhart is ready to play in this basketball game. There's absolutely no doubt about that. 2 big threes early.
He's the senior. He's the leading scorer at 22 a game, and it's 6-0. Kokomo inside on the half-court offense, and a nice lob pass into Dennis Valentine, and he scores.
Kokomo going with that 2-2-1 full-court pressure.
And it works because there is the first turnover of the game. Bowling with it at the free throw line. Stops, pops, no good. He gets his own miss now knocked out of his hand, but it's Valentine who gets it. He goes in, shot up, nobody's fouled, and he'll go to the line. Struggles from the free throw line, just 57% on the year. As
Kokomo starting off in that zone to try to keep an eye on him, but he's been finding some cracks outside.
Well, it's Jim Linhart 6 and Dennis Valentine 3. That's what we've got in the first 2 minutes of this basketball game. South Adams on top. The press causes South Adams problems, but they finally get it across the line, and it's Ousley, and he'll go inside with the pass to Zorg. Shot put up and good. No, make it Zerker. It was number 43, Jeff Zerker, and it's 8-3, and South Adams is red hot. They lead it by 5. 2.5 minutes history here in the first quarter. Kokomo with the ball. Here's a lob pass to Bivens inside wide open, and he scores. Great pass from Corpette to Bivens, and it's 8-5. Kokomo down by 3. Here's a steal. Another turnover. That's the second. The press works. Here's a jump shot by Kokomo. Good. Give it to Donnie Bowling, and the Cats are right back in it.
That press is causing South Adams problems, and there's almost another still.
8-7. It's South Adams by 1. Here's a jump shot by Zerker. Air ball. Weak side rebound. However, comes Bowling. His first. The team's first. Common foul. Out of bounds to South Adams. They get it to Zerker. Zerker tops the key. Goes to Ousley. Ousley to Zorg. Now to Linhart. Another three. No good. Rebound comes down to Corpette. Kokomo can take their first lead of the game. Across the timeline, Bivens. Bivens to Valentine. Valentine to Corpette. He'll drive. Scoop layup. No good. Rebound tapped around. And that'll be his first of the team's second. And it will be out of bounds to South Adams against full court pressure by Kokomo. And they get it down now to the timeline and across with no trouble. Now they've got a fast break, and it's Ousley. And Ousley scores, but wipe it off.
Decided to take call to charge. And again, that was one of the rare times South Adams broke the press and had a scoring opportunity right away from it.
Early in the game, South Adams 3 of 6 from the field with 3 turnovers. Kokomo 3 of 7 with no turnovers. And here's a whistle and a catch. So give it right back to South Adams. They lead it by 1, 8-7, and they have the basketball. And they have struggled with this full court pressure by Kokomo. Zorg has it. He gives up the dribble. This is Jason Zorg. Now they go to Linhart. Linhart will get it across the timeline before the 10-second count. Linhart gets the ball off to Zerker. Now to Zorg on the baseline. Jump shot, no. Rebound comes down to Valentine. Kokomo wants to run. Bowling will go the length of the floor, and he's fouled before almost halfway through this first quarter. Kokomo has never led And Smalley has the ball for the very first time offensively. He gives it to Bivens.
I tell you, South Adams really lost that man-to-man defense. They even man-to-man out the inbounds, which is unusual.
Bivens to Bowling to Smalley. Smalley fouled on the half court. Linhart, his first, and I beg your pardon, that's team foul number 4. And here's Kokomo with them. South Adams on top. They led early 6-0 in the basketball game. With it outside is Bivens for Kokomo. Top of the key, slides to the right. Now goes to the baseline. Jump shot, good. Oh, nice job by Rick Bivens. And he has more. He only averages 5 on the year. He has 4 early. And Kokomo takes their first lead of the game at 9-8. 3:40 to play. Here's a long court pass down to Ousley. Wide open for South Adams. Now it's stolen away. He passed to Zerker and stolen away on the 4th turnover, and Kokomo just turns it over again. And here comes South Adams the other way, and the layup is good. And it's Jason Zorg with the layup. So both teams turn it over. Kokomo gets it back last, or I should say South Adams gets it back last, and they score. And South Adams regains the lead at 10-9. So it will be Kokomo basketball as we approach the 3-minute mark here of the first quarter. Bivens with it. He slides all the way to the baseline. Stops, pops again, and scores again. And Bivens has 6 of Kokomo's 11. And the Wildcats lead by 1.
Bivens just going one-on-one, shooting that jumper right over his man.
5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. 1-point game. Kokomo on top. South Adams finally gets it across the timeline into the person of Jeff Zorg. Here's a 3 by Linhart. Good. Downtown, an NBA. That is his 3rd three-pointer of the first quarter. And it's South Adams on top 13-11. This man is uncanny.
He is. He's kind of reminded me of Chad Wilson last week here in the Bill Green Arena. This guy's starting to fill it up from 3-point.
Well, he's taken 4, I believe, and he's hit on 3. Kokomo with the ball down to Deuce. Corpette at the timeline, and he just turned it over. And that is percent. Here today, he is 3 for 4 in the first quarter. Holy cow. 13-11. South Adams on top by a deuce with the ball. And again, they're trying to get it across the timeline. They finally do. Sword brings it across to Linhart. Look out. This time he fakes the 3, drives, pops the 2, no good. Will be Jeff Sword throwing it in, and he does underneath, and he's got it into Ousley, and Ousley scores. A great out-of-bounds play, and Ousley scores, and it's a 4-point lead for South Adams. The Starfires lead 15-11. 2:05 to play in the first quarter. Game 1 here at the Bill Green Arena. Corpette's for Kokomo. Goes to Bowling. Back to Corpette. Corpette's at the time, or at the 3-point arc line. Now looks for help. Gives up the dribble. Now the ball to Bivens. Bivens on the right wing high. Goes to Smalley. Smalley in the paint. Turnaround shot short. Rebound comes down to the South Adams Starfires. The rebound, Jeff Zorg. And here they come. Up by 4. 15-11 with 1:40 to play. Kokomo has led by 1. South Adams has led by as many as 6. Now they lead by 4. It is Linhart, guarded closely by Bivens. Now he goes cross-court to Zerker. He's open, fires, no. Ousley with the offensive rebound, puts it back, no. Rebound Smalley for Kokomo. And here comes Bivens with it across the timeline. Kokomo down 4, can get a little bit closer here. They slide the ball to Bowling. Bowling for 3, short, no good. But we got a whistle and a foul, and it's way away from the back, Scott Stauffer. And we'll check the substitutes for Kokomo in a moment. I believe Brian Wiedenhoff, number 32, has come in, as well as Jeff Bender, number 24. So each team makes a couple of substitutions, and we got it.
For 10 seconds, they get the ball in the turnover.
Minutes to play in the first quarter. Kokomo with the ball. Jeff Bender across the timeline. Kokomo down by 4. They go inside, turn around, jump shot, up and good, and give this one to number 34, Dennis Valentine. Valentine has 5 of the 13, and Kokomo pulls within 2. 15-13. Across the timeline with it is Linhart for South Adams. Now they'll go to work on the half court with 40 seconds to play. Here's a 3 taken by Zorg. Good. This time it was Jason Zorg, and he has 5, and it's a 5-point lead. And South Adams has hit 4 of 5 from downtown.
Well, if you remember what I say in the pregame show, they can't out-rebound Kokomo. The answer to that is just shoot great field percentage, and that's what they're doing.
18-13, a 5-point lead for South Adams. Kokomo will play for a final shot. With it outside is Wiedenhoff. Wiedenhoff goes to Bowling. Bowling top of the key with 14 seconds to play. Goes to Bender with 10. Bender comes back to the timeline with 9. They better go now. Bender on the left wing high. Slides to the free throw line. Goes to Bowling. He'll fire a 3. Partially blocked and a foul, and that's going to be a 3. He has 9 points of the 18 of South Adams. Here's the first of 3 free throws by Bowling. It is up how to shoot free throws.
Well, I tell you, it's hard to believe. He's got a great touch and a great follow-through. It's hard to believe he's only shooting 40. Talking with Basil, he just said he didn't have his confidence early in the season, and ever since that Richmond game, he's been lighting it up.
Well, he got that one to go, too, so he hits 3 of 3. And here's a last-second shot by South Adams at the gun. It is up, it is no good, and that'll do it. We have played 8 minutes here at the end of one quarter, and it's been a good one. South Adams on top of Kokomo at the break, 18-16.
And block out as much as possible Kokomo. Kokomo needs to continue to try to go inside against this man-to-man defense.
Ready to go. Bender brings it across the timeline to begin quarter number 2. He goes cross-court to Wiedenhoff. Wiedenhoff now gives up the dribble. Now the ball to Smalley, but way outside. Now Corpetz on the baseline to Bender. Bender with it goes to Bowling. Bowling on the right wing high to the free throw line. Goes to Bender. Bender will shoot and miss. And the rebound deep comes down to South Adams. With the rebound across the timeline is Bullenbacher. And now they'll go back outside and set things up offensively with a 2-point lead. The Starfires 18, Kokomo 16. Game 1, Marion Regional. Game 2 to follow, Marion and Caston. Here's a fake of a 3-point shot by Jason Sorg. And he'll go cross-court with it. Now they come right back to him. Now on a baseline to Bullenbacher. He'll fire from the baseline. Score. Count it. The 6'3 junior who just got into the game scores, and it's a 4-point lead, 20-16 for South Adams.
They keep shooting like this. There's nobody that can beat them in this region.
They'll be in the semi-state next week. You're exactly right. Bender across the timeline. Almost a steal, and it is a steal by South Adams. On the 4th Kokomo turnover, it's Bullenbacher. He'll go coast to coast. No good. Rebound back up. No good. Rebound comes down to Kokomo. So South Adams misses a chance to increase the lead to a half a dozen, and Kokomo comes back the other way. 20-16 the score. Into quarter number 2. Inside they go. With a turnaround jump shot is Valentine. No good. Rebound Smalley, and he loses it out of bounds, but it'll be Bender throwing it into Bowling. And Bowling will drive to the free throw line. Into the paint. Stop. Pop. Scores. And Bowling now has 7. The leading scorer for Kokomo. And the Cats trail by 2. And this time South Adams across the timeline without any trouble. Stauffer has it. Top of the key. 2-3 zone this time by Kokomo. And that's interesting, Z, with as red hot as South Adams is from outside.
Yeah, actually it's a 2-1-2 with number 52 there, Smalley in the middle.
And here's a 3 by Bullenbacher, and it's blocked out.
Get factor in the middle now.
South Adams up by 2, has the ball. 2 minutes history here in quarter number 2. Again, a 2-1-2 zone defense by Kokomo. Let's see how South Adams now attacks with Linhart in the game. Remember, he is 3 for 4 from 3-point range, and he has it. And they go out and get him. And now he gives it up to Sorg, and he'll shoot from downtown. Score! Jason Sorg, a foot was on the line. It's a 2, but it's a 4-point lead for South Adams, 22-18.
They are just shooting lights out.
Let's find out exactly what they are from the field here early into quarter number 2. Lob pass inside to Bell for Kokomo. Turnaround shot, no. The rebound comes down to South Adams. Across the timeline with it is Sorg. This is Jeff. He goes to Linhart. He fakes the 3. Goes back to Sorg. And now they set it up. Now back to Linhart. He'll fire a 3. No good. It hangs on the rim. Rebound Kokomo. The ball knocked loose, and it is Linhart that gets it. Turnaround jump shot by Linhart. No. Rebound Bell for Kokomo. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Steve. South Adams not afraid to throw it up.
No, they're not. They are shooting so well. Who can blame them right now? But they finally do miss a couple in a row there.
Yes, they only lead by 4. Here's another lob pass inside to Bell. Bell goes cross-court to Valentine. He fires short. Bell gets the rebound for Kokomo. Turnaround jump shot, no. Rebound Kokomo again. Back up, yes. And give this one to Brian Wiedenhoff. And it's 22-20.
A lot of rebounding going on there for Kokomo inside. Bell, again, using that height to get a couple.
And South Adams again struggling to get it across the line. They finally do. And it's Jeff Sorg. Sorg with it goes to Jason Sorg, his twin brother. Now to Linhart. You know, you got to wonder. Here's another 3 by Sorg. Good! I was just going to say South Adams only leads by 2, and they're shooting lights out. If they ever go cold, you got to believe Kokomo will win the game.
Well, if I'm Charlie Hall right now, I've got to say I'm only down 5, and they're throwing everything in that goes in the well, so I feel pretty good.
5 of 10 from 3-point range is what South Adams is in the first half. They lead by 5. There's a long jump shot by Kokomo. No. Bell, the 6'11 senior, gets the rebound, puts it back in, and scores. And it's 25-22. A 3-point lead for South Adams, and they'll bring it across the timeline. Sorg with it. Jason Sorg. He'll go behind the back. He loses it. Going away. Bender goes the other way. He'll lay it up, and he's fouled, and it's knocked out of bounds. No, they don't call it a foul. It'll be Kokomo basketball underneath their own basket, 25-22. South Adams on top by 3. Kokomo ball. We've had some substitutes. We'll get them for you in a moment. Wiedenhoff with it out of bounds for Kokomo. 3:48 to play in the first half. Here's a 3 by Bender from downtown. No good. Rebound Bell again. He goes to Bivens. He'll shoot. Fire. No good. Rebound comes down to Kokomo. Back up and a foul. And a great 58% free throw shooter. Boy, since Bell has come into the game, the 6'11"
Foley and Valentine on the bench, speaking of Kokomo, so they need to weather the storm. South Adams had their star player, Linhart, on the bench for the Wild. They never did relinquish that lead, so...
And Bivens hits both free throws, so it's a one-point game. And again, you've got to feel the Kokomo people are saying, hey, we're in pretty good shape with the way South Adams is shooting. Here they come. South Adams across the timeline to Linhart. He has it stolen away from behind. So that is turnover number 7 on South Adams, and Kokomo will get it and go the other way, and they can take the lead.
It was Bivens again with the strip from behind. He's just all over the court.
25-24, South Adams by 1. Kokomo with it inside. Bell, turn around, jump shot, good. He didn't even get off his feet, really.
Oh, my.
Well, at 6'11", you don't have to. And it's a one-point lead for Kokomo, 26-25. South Adams across the timeline. Jeff Store. He'll go outside to Stauffer. Back to Store. To Stauffer. A zone defense by Kokomo. Linhart now for South Adams. Back to Stauffer. 2:50 to play. Half number 1. Ball knocked out of bounds by Kokomo. It'll be South Adams with the basketball. Linhart at the three-point arc. Guarded closely. Goes cross-court to Stauffer. Down to the baseline to Sorg. He drives into the paint. Dishes the ball off to Zerker. And Zerker has it stolen away, but we got a whistle and a foul, and let's see.
Standing job.
And it will be Smalley who comes back in for Kokomo. South Adams with the ball down a point. 26-25. 2.5 to play here in this first half. Linhart way outside has not scored here in quarter number 2. He had 3 threes in the first quarter. Outside with it, it is Stauffer. And Stauffer will set things up. Again, a 2-3 or a 2-1-2 zone defense for Kokomo. Here's a pick. Linhart is open. He fires a 3 in and out. No. And the rebound comes down to Valentine. And Kokomo can take their biggest lead of the game. Bowling with it on the baseline. Stops, comes outside. Bivens is open. He'll fire a 3. Count it. And Rick Bivens is having a career. He has 11 points here this morning, and it's the biggest lead of the game at 4 for Kokomo, 29-25. South Adams across the timeline, and there's a blocking foul call. Tough situation. Yeah. Be the head coach sitting on the bench. Really can't coach too much because you've given the reins over to Charlie Hall, who is 11-5 in his 16 games as skipper. Here's a 3, but it's not going to count late in the first half. And it will be South Adams basketball underneath their own bucket. A wild and woolly affair here in game 1. Finally, they get it in. South Adams to Stauffer. Now they're trying to set a pick again for Linhart. They go to Sorg. Here's Linhart. He'll fire another 3. This one's way short, and Kokomo gets the rebound. And Wiedenhoff gets it. He's done a good job since he's come in. Quickly down to Bowling. Bowling on the baseline. He'll fire from there. It's short. The rebound comes down to South Adams. And an ill-advised shot taken there by Donnie Bowling. Coming the other way, Stauffer for South Adams. Comes to the three-point arc. Guarded closely by Bivens. Goes to Linhart. Back to Stauffer. They look inside. Can't go. So back to Store. Store cross-court to Zerker, and he travels. Or was it a foul called on Kokomo? Is Stauffer. He's 79% on the year, and he missed it. And the rebound comes down deep, but Kokomo gets it. Kokomo from the free throw line, 6 of 7 in the game. South Adams, 0 for 1. How do you like that? Kokomo with the ball, and a 4-point lead with 60 seconds to play. It is Bowling on the left wing high. Goes to Wiedenhoff, top of the key. Now to Corpez. Now to Valentine. Back to Bender. Bender, top of the key to Wiedenhoff. They work the clock down to the 45-second mark. Bender open. Will not fire the 3 from the left wing high. Goes to Bowling, top of the key. Now to Valentine on the right wing. Back to the top to Wiedenhoff. Down to 35 seconds to play. A 4-point lead for Kokomo. 29-25. Biggest lead of the game for the Cats. It is Valentine. Now to Bowling. Now to Wiedenhoff. 24 seconds to play. Man-to-man pressure by South Adams. Kokomo with the floor spread. Bowling. They look like North Carolina in the spread. Now it is Wiedenhoff with 13 seconds to play. Now it is Bender with 10. And now they'll run the offense with 8. Bender slides to the baseline, and we got a whistle and a foul. And an offensive foul called on. So it will be Linhart with the first of 2, and it is 7 seconds for Kokomo to get the ball down the floor. The free throw is good by Linhart. It is a 2-point lead for Kokomo. Kokomo with the ball with 5. Bivens wide open. Bowling at the other end with 3. Missed the layup. And that'll do at the end of the half. A shot at the gun goes, but no good. And Donnie Bowling missed a wide open layup with 2 seconds to play in the half, and it will be a 2-point Kokomo lead.
Great job, and Bivens played a great first half for Kokomo.
South Adams will begin with the ball to begin the quarter number 3. They trail 29-27, and it's Jason Sword with it outside. And they go very slowly now against this zone defense. There's a turnaround jump shot in the paint by Zerker. No good, and the rebound comes down to Kokomo. And here comes the Wildcats. It is Bender over to, Corpetz, I should say, and he'll stop and pop and score. Corpetz gets his first bucket of the game, and it's now a 4-point lead for Kokomo, 31-27. Good start for the Wildcats. Zorg across the timeline for South Adams. 30 seconds gone into quarter number 3. Zorg around Corpetz. Now goes to Linhart. Back to Zorg. Again, it's a 2-3 or a 2-1-2 zone for Kokomo. Cross-court skip pass to Zorg. On a baseline to Zerker. Back outside. It is Jeff Zorg. Over to Linhart. Linhart working the perimeter. Going against Bivens. Now slides the ball over to the baseline. Jump shot taken. No. The rebound comes down to South Adams. Linhart gets it back. Stop. Pops. No. Missed again. Rebound comes down to Corpetz for Kokomo. He loses it, but Smalley gets it. So Kokomo has the ball in a 4-point lead. Bivens to the front court, to the free throw line. Now to Corpetz. Corpetz back to Bivens, and Bivens says, let's set it up again. And it looks like South Adams, Lorenzo, has gone to a zone as well.
That is a 2-3 zone, the first time I've seen it from this ball club.
And here's a jump shot taken wide open by Corpetz. No good, and the rebound comes down to Zerker for South Adams. And here they come. Linhart across the timeline to Zorg. Back to Linhart. 31-27. The Cats with a 4-point lead over the Starfires. Game 1 of the Marion Regional. Game 2 to follow. Here's a 3 by Linhart. Good! And he starts off quarter number 3 like he started quarter number 1. And he has 14 points in the game. And he has hit 4 from downtown. And they have cut the Kokomo lead to 1, 31-30. It is Kokomo with it, stolen away. They tried to go inside to Smalley, stolen away on the 6th turnover, and with the steal was Jeff Sword. And just like that, South Adams can get the lead back, 31-30. Here's another 3 by Linhart. In and out this time, no good. Rebound, Smalley knocked out of bounds. Let's see. Last touch by Smaken. And here is, we've got a whistle of 8 from 3-point range. The team is 6-14. Wow. And it is South Adams with the ball, down by 1, 31-30. It is Jeff Zorg on the half court. Goes to Linhart. He's open. He'll fire another 3. This time blocked by Bowling. And the ball loose, and we got a jump ball in a possession arrow. The arrow for Kokomo, and they have the basketball.
And here's a little full court pressure by South Adams.
And Bivens recognizes it right away. They take their time coming across the timeline to Bowling, back to Bivens, and they get it across the stripe. Now to Corpetz. Corpetz back to Bivens, 31-30, a 1-point lead for Kokomo. Here's Bowling firing a long 3, no good. Rebound knocked loose into the hands of South Adams. Charlie Hall wanted a foul called, but none was. And here's South Adams with the ball. Trailing by 1, they can take the lead here. It is Jason Zorg. Zorg goes to Jeff Zorg, his twin brother. Back to Jason, and South Adams wants a timeout, and that is the very first timeout of the game. And we'll do the same. 5:01 to play in quarter number 3.
I do agree. They're both playing good basketball. Interesting timeout that time by Coach Hans. Let's see what he's going to try to do against this zone.
South Adams with the ball, down by a point. They called the timeout to set the offense. They tried to go inside. That was the key, and it was stolen away by Smalley. Turnover number 8 on South Adams. Quickly down Kokomo. Into the paint. Turnaround jump shot by Ballantyne. Blocked. Weak side rebound by Corpetz. Back up. Nobody. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line. 2 shots. The first one is way short. 30. They led 29-27 at the break. Second free throw up and good by Corpetz. He has 3. And it's a 2-point Wildcat lead. Kokomo will play full court pressure here, but it's no problem this time for South Adams. Here's a jump shot on a fast break. In. Count it. Give it to Bullenbacher. And he has 4. And we are deadlocked at 32. And Bowling across the timeline for the Cats. He'll go to Corpetz. Corpetz to Ballantyne. Stripped away by Linhart. And now the ball knocked out of bounds, but it goes off of Kokomo. So a basketball. And they'll have to go the length of the floor against the pressure. Linhart has it. He's trapped into the corner. He's got to get rid of it. They finally do. And they finally get it across. They find Bullenbacher. Wide open at the other end, and he lays it in and scores. And South Adams has regained the lead, 34-32.
And their crowd is into it big time.
Right below us. And Bivens will bring it across the timeline for the Cats. They trail. There's the ball knocked out of bounds. No, saved by Corpetz. Almost knocked out of bounds by Sword. Now the Cats will slow things down and set things up. 3:50 to play in quarter number 3. It's a 2-point lead for the Starfires. Kokomo with the ball into the corner. Bowling Kokomo going from left to right on your dial here in the third quarter. Here's Bowling with a jump shot. Good! And Donnie Bowling silences the South Adams crowd. And he has 9, and we're deadlocked again at 34. And Sorg will try to bring it up against full court pressure for South Adams. Good defense by Donnie Bowling. Finally across the timeline is Jason Sorg. Sorg double team, gets it to Bullenbacher. Now to Linhart. Linhart back to Bullenbacher, and now South Adams will spread the floor. Yeah, 3:16 to play. We're tied at 34. Boy, you would think both teams would be a little tired, too. Here's Sorg. He'll make a driving layup and score! Jason Sorg, and he has 12, and South Adams goes back up by a deuce. 36-34. We seesaw back and forth. 2:58 to play in quarter number 3. Valentine open. He'll fire for Kokomo. Way short. Rebound comes down to Bullenbacher. And South Adams can increase a 2-point lead this trip down. Sorg across the timeline. We'll get you updated on that score from the Wigwam in just a moment. Anderson has taken a 5-point lead midway through the third quarter. 40-35. The Indians on top by 5. They trailed by 1 at the break. They lead Jay County by 5. South Adams up by 2 here with the basketball. Jason Sorg with it at the timeline. Now at the three-point arc. They start the offense. They go to Linhart. Linhart on the left wing high. Back to Sorg. 2:18 to play in the third quarter. 2-point lead for South Adams. Here's a 3 by Linhart. Good! Linhart drills another one, and he has 17. And it's a 5-point lead for South Adams. Just like that, Kokomo better get a timeout. 39-34. South Adams on top. Smalley with it to Valentine. Half-court offense for Kokomo. Bowling open. He'll fire a 3. Good! Donnie Bowling answers again. And he has 12. And now it's a 2-point lead. Holy cow.
What a first game of the Marion
Here's
Regional.
a steal by Kokomo. Saved, however, by South Adams at the last moment. And Linhart will fire a 3. And he does it again. Linhart has another 3, and he has 20. And it's back to a 5-point lead for South Adams. Unbelievable. 42-37. The Starfires on top. Corpetz with the ball for Kokomo, stolen away by Bullenbacher. Bullenbacher with the steal on the 8th Kokomo turnover. And for South Adams, Linhart is now 6 of 10 from three-point range. That's 60%. That's unbelievable.
And he's not going to stop shooting it, folks. They are going to try and maybe go for 1 here.
Well, they're going to try to draw Kokomo out of the zone, and Linhart holds the ball at the timeline. And Kokomo will have to create the pressure here. They're down 42-37. A minute to play in the third quarter. South Adams has never won a regional basketball game here on this floor. And they are 8 minutes and 55 seconds away from joining here. They lead by 5, and here's a foul call on for playing defense. I agree with you, but not offense. And here is South Adams trying to get it in, and they finally do. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Kokomo. It'll be South Adams' third quarter lead with 50 seconds to play. And they have the basketball. Let's see if Kokomo comes out now and puts pressure on. South Adams has spread the floor. Bowling is trying to put on pressure, but really nobody else is. Outside with the basketball is Stauffer, who came in for Linhart. They go to Sorg. Sorg goes to Stauffer. Now to Jason Sorg on the baseline. They come way back outside with it to Bullenbacher. Bullenbacher is fouled. And they lead for South Adams. They have the ball. And now they get it in, and the clock is running with 25 seconds to play. On the baseline is Jeff Sorg. They go into the middle to Zerker. Zerker to Bullenbacher. Back outside. Back to Sorg. Sorg to Zerker. He fires no. Rebound knocked loose into the hands of Bowling. Stolen away by South Adams. Knocked out of bounds. And it'll be Kokomo.
That they ran it all the way down about 15, and they shot it.
And there is 12 now for Kokomo to get the ball down the floor. Now 10. Bivens gets it to Corpetz with 8. Now 7. Now it's Bivens. He'll fire a 3 with 4 seconds to go. Short, no good. Rebound South Adams, and that's going to do it. The end of 3 and a great quarter for the Starfires. They turn a 2-point deficit into a 5-point lead with 8 minutes to play. The score
was 14 of 34 for 41%.
And Linhart himself is 6 of 10 from three-point range. South Adams with the ball as we begin the fourth and final quarter of game 1. And you can hear the South Adams crowd down below us. They are into this basketball game. Linhart is checked back in to begin the fourth quarter. And he has the basketball. They go cross-court to Bullenbacher. On the baseline, jump shot good! And I believe it's Zerker. Number 43, Jeff Zerker, hits his second jumper, and it is now a 7-point lead. And see, that is the biggest lead in the game for either team.
Yep.
South Adams 44, Kokomo 37. 7.5 to play. Kokomo with the ball. Important to score on almost every possession. And here's Bowling firing a 3. Short. Rebound comes down to South Adams. And it looks like it might be the Starfires in the championship game. But A long, long way to go as we approach the 7-minute mark of the fourth quarter. On the half court, it is Stauffer. Stauffer on the baseline to Zerker. Zerker drives, fires, scores! And Kokomo better get a timeout. They better get it. 7:04 to play when we return. The lead is the biggest in the game for the Starfires. The 6'1" sophomore. Kokomo with the basketball, down 9, 46-37. What a blowout here in the second half by South Adams. Smalley to Bivens. Boy, they need to score, and they need to score in a hurry. 6:50 to play. Bivens almost has it stolen away. Saved by Corpet. They go to the baseline. Bowling for three. Got it. Johnny Bowling hits another three for the Cats. And he has 15, and the lead is down to 6. 46-40 with 6:40 to play. Across the timeline, Stauffer to Zorg. Zorg on the baseline. Fallenbacher. Oh, jump shot good. And he's unconscious. He has 8. And it's back to an 8-point lead. 48-40. So the 3 by Kokomo negated by the 2 by South Adams. An 8-point lead. 6:20 to play in the fourth and final quarter. Corpet's with it. He drives, has the ball stripped away. And it's another turnover on Kokomo. And that turnover is number 9. And the basketball belongs to South Adams. And they lead at 48-40. 6:10 to play in a basketball game. Pressure all over the floor. Zerker wide open for South Adams on the baseline. No good. Jump shot. Rebound. Comes down to Kokomo. Kokomo with the rebound. And here come the Kokomo Wildcats with the ball. Bivens into the paint. There's a traveling violation called on Kokomo. 46. And it is Goshen 28-10-20 with 4:50 left in the fourth quarter. Here it is 48-40 in favor of South Adams. Across the timeline with it is Jason Zorg, and they come back out to the timeline. Zorg with it. Again, we'll go over those scores for you in just a moment. There's a foul called on with 3 timeouts left. 5:39 to play in a ball game. South Adams with the ball and an 8-point lead. In the second half, South Adams is 9 of 14 for 64%. Kokomo 8 of 22 for 36%. South Adams with the ball on the half court. Zerker goes to Zorg. Zorg to the top of the key. Guarded man-to-man by Bowling. Slides the ball inside, wide open, and he lost it out of bounds. Jason Zorg.
Kokomo so aggressive defense, but the back door was wide open, but South Adams blows it.
Kokomo with the ball. They need a hoop. It is Corpet to Valentine. Valentine's blocked. Molly gets the rebound and falls hard. 2 on South Adams, so it's out of bounds to Kokomo, and it's Corpet to the top of the key. 48-40. Kokomo down by 8. Now it is Valentine, and we got a whistle and a foul way away from the basketball, and throwing it in for the Kokomo Wildcats underneath their own bucket. The officials now see trying to get control of the game as it becomes physical down the stretch. Here is Corpet, cross court, fully open. He'll fire a 3 from the baseline. No good air ball. Smalley with the rebound. He goes down again, and we got another foul on South Adams. Same situation underneath their own bucket. Same situation. They go way outside to Corpet. To Bowling. He'll fire a 3. No good. Rebound to Kokomo. Bivens with it at the 3-point arc. And now he'll come back out, set things up. 4:45 to play in a game. Bivens with it. Drives, stops, pops, in and out. No. The rebound comes down to Jeff Zorg, and a foul called on Kokomo.
Trying to get it all at once, is letting the 3s fire. He is just score here.
Lindhart with it. Double team. Needs to get rid of it. Finally does. Cross forward pass to Stauffer. Stauffer quickly down. And there's a traveling violation called on South Adams.
On the dribble, and he walked with it.
Kokomo down by 8 with the basketball with 4:25 to play. Bivens across the timeline. Looks into the corner. This time gives up the dribble. Now goes to Corpet. Corpet's back to Bivens. Bivens will slide the ball to the other side of the floor. Now a skip pass to Corpet. Now to Bowling. Bowling open on the baseline. Here's a drive and a shot. No, and a charging foul. An 8-point lead, and they have the ball. 2 minutes and 20 seconds without a point in this fourth quarter. Across the timeline, Lindhart. Wide open inside. Zorg shot. Nobody's fouled. At 3. Well, Zorg is the worst. This is Jeff Zorg. He is the worst free throw shooter on this team, and he misses the first.
Player I brought up, Jim Bell, I thought they could have used him at least in the third quarter, maybe in the fourth quarter here to get some rebounds.
Oh, he missed them both, see? Yep. He missed them both, and the rebound comes down to Kokomo. 2 huge misses for Jeff Zorg. Here comes Kokomo. The Wildcats have scored 11, count them 11 points in the second half. And here's a 3, in and out, no, but a foul on South Adams. 3 for 3 from the line in the game. Kokomo down by 8, now down by 7.
Kokomo's happy with just taking the 3s here. I still don't understand. There's a lot of time in this game.
Well, Bowling finally missed County 59-55. Just a 4-point lead for the top-ranked team in the state of Indiana. Second free throw, or the third free throw, good by Bowling. He hits 2 of 3. He has 17 points in the game, and it's 48-42. Just a 6-point lead now for South Adams. Adams, and as they try to... Adams up by 6 with 3:47 to play. The free throw is up. The free throw is... One more free throw coming for Jason Zorg. The lead is back to 7. It can go to 8, and it does. Jason Zorg hits them both. He has 14. And now Kokomo has just about got to score every time down the floor. They trail 50-42. Bivens against full court pressure by South Adams. Across the timeline. Now to Corpette. Corpette's to Valentine, and he lost it out of bounds. But last touch by... They're in trouble here in the regional.
No doubt about it. They are in big trouble.
Corpette's with the ball. Lob pass inside to Valentine. Stolen away, but Smalley gets it back, and he'll lay it up and score. Good job by Smalley, and that's his first bucket of the game. But that cuts the lead down to 2 possessions. 6 points. South Adams on top 50-44. Across the timeline is Scott Stauffer. Stauffer looks for help, goes to Zorg. Now to Jason Zorg, back to Jeff Zorg, and South Adams has it across the timeline. 3:15 to play. Again, if you foul him, it's suicide. You got to try to steal it and hope for the best. Here's Zerker on the baseline. He almost turned it over. They go cross-court to Zorg, and now back way outside to Jason Zorg. A good job by Zerker, and there's a foul at the timeline. He just hit 2 in a row. Here's the front end of the 1-and-1. Got it. Got them at the bottom. They've been here 4 of the last 7 years, and they have lost every time in the afternoon round. They are 3-0-1 away from changing that. The second free throw goes for Zorg. He has 16, and the lead goes back to 8. 52-44. Across the timeline with the basketball comes Kokomo. It is Corpette. Corpette to Bivens. He'll fire a 3. No good. Rebound deep. Comes down to South Adams. And this one might be all over. Linhart with it for South Adams. Cross-court pass. They got a fast break, but they bring it back. They don't want the layups. Now they want free throws. That's where they excel. And there's a foul called up for free throw shooter. This will be a 1+1. He is 0 for 1 in the game. This one no good. He's 0 for 2. Kokomo gets the rebound, and it's Valentine. Interesting statistic to come your way here as soon as we get a break. Kokomo with it. Bivens on the half court. They got to score in a hurry. They're down 8. Here's a 3 by Wiedenhoff. Count it. They need a timeout. Wiedenhoff gets the 3, but they don't call a timeout. So it is South Adams with the ball. The lead is down to 5. 52-47. Clock running. Almost a travel violation. None called. They still got to get it across the timeline, South Adams, and they finally do. They get it into the hands of Jeff Zorg. Zorg goes to Linhart. Linhart has it. Here's the free throw. Short. Linhart misses it. Kokomo with the rebound. A score from Anderson with 9 seconds to play. They're all tied at 59. Anderson and Jay County, 9 seconds to play. Tied at 59 at the Wigwam. Here, Kokomo down by 5. 1:54 to play. They've got the ball. Here's the jump shot. Good! Bivens scores, and it's a 3-point game. It's not over yet. Bivens scores, and it's a 3-point game. 52-49. 1:40 to play. South Adams across the timeline. Stolen away. Kokomo. Wow! The great job by Kokomo. And here's the ball inbounds to Wiedenhoff. Wiedenhoff goes to Corpette. And now they'll set it up. 52-49. 90 seconds to play. Kokomo down by 3. Wiedenhoff on the baseline. Goes to Corpette. Inside to Valentine. Turnaround jump shot. In and out and back in. And it's a 1-point game. A 1-point game with 1:20 to play. 52-51. It was an 8-point lead just a moment ago. South Adams across the timeline. They finally get it there with Zorg. To Zerker. 1:10 to play. Zerker outside to Jeff Zorg. And now they go to Jason Zorg. 1:05 to play. 1:05 to play. South Adams with the ball and a 1-point lead. We'll get you caught up in Anderson in just a moment. 9 seconds to play at the Wigwam, tied at 59. South Adams with the ball, almost a steal by Kokomo. 50 seconds to play. Way outside. Kokomo's going to have to foul pretty quickly, Lorenzo.
There's still a lot of time, though. They got a good 20 seconds to try and go for a steal here.
And here's Zorg driving into the paint. Stop, pops, no good. Kokomo with the board. Kokomo with the ball. Kokomo with the ball, and they're down by 1. 52-51. Bivens with it with a half a minute to play. The baseline, Wiedenhoff is open. It's a 2, it's no good. And a rebound comes down to Kokomo. Now it's knocked loose. We got a whistle and a foul. And a foul is called. 1 for 2 a game. And this is a 1+1. And the first one is good, and we're tied. We are tied 6 seconds to play, and we'll get you caught up from the Wigwam as well. Here at the Bill Green Arena, 52-52, 26 seconds to play. When we return,
it's pretty easy to forget to check under the hood. That bomb
has evaporated, and Kokomo can take a 1-point lead with this free throw, and they do. The free throw is good. Kokomo leads 53-52. 20 seconds to play in a basketball game. Across the timeline, it is South Adams with the ball. South Adams has it. They need to score. 15 seconds to play. Zorg with it on the baseline. Comes outside to Stauffer with 11. Now down to 10. Almost a steal. And there's a foul called on Kokomo. And free throw shooter. First one coming. In and out. No! Kokomo with the rebound. And a foul called on 54-52. It's Kokomo on top. If they hit both free throws, South Adams is 6 of 11 and 4 and 8 in the fourth quarter, and a free throw is good. Wiedenhoff, one more free throw coming for Wiedenhoff. 7 seconds to play. Here's the free throw. No good. Rebound South Adams. A three wins it, and they just threw it away. They just threw it away, and there's a foul call. He is 2 for 2 tonight. Front end of a 1+1. On the night, he's 2 for 2. The free throw, good. And it's a 3-point lead, and one more to win it. Here's the free throw. Count it. In and out. No, he missed it. Here comes Linhart with 4. 3. If he hits a 3, it's tied. There's a shot. It's good. It's good. We're tied. We're going overtime. We're going overtime. Linhart hits the 3 at the gun. And we're tied at 55-55. And this is reminiscent.
WGLN Marion, first in sports.
Dennis Valentine will jump against Jim Linhart, and there's the tap, and it's controlled by Kokomo. Overtime, 55-55. And Kokomo with the ball. See, I don't know if the Hart can stand many more of these.
Oh, that was a big shot by Linhart.
And here is Valentine with it. Now they go outside to Bivens. 2:45 to play in the OT. Both teams have come back from the dead. Here is Valentine inside. Turnaround jump shot, no. And a rebound comes down to South Adams, and a foul over the back on the Kokomo WildKats. Nice. The foul was called on Corpetz, his 4th. And the first free throw is up and good. Lead for South Adams, 56-55. This free throw is up. This free throw is good. Sorg had them both, and he is 6 for 6 from the line. And it's 57-55. South Adams on top by a deuce. 30 seconds history here in the overtime. Kokomo struggling, getting it across the line. Cross-court pass, they finally do. It is Corpetz wide open. He takes it to the hole. He misses, but he's fouled. And he'll go to the throw line. The first one is up and good. Come your way, Marion and Caston. Here's the second free throw. Got them both. Corpetz hits a pair. Only a 47% free throw shooter coming into the game. And he's 5 for 6 today. And it's tied at 57. And South Adams will bring it across the timeline with Sorg. Sorg almost traveled, and I think he did, and he did.
Come back and win this ball game again in overtime.
2:15 to play. Tie game at 57. It is Bivens at the timeline. Going against zone defense for South Adams, a 2-3. Corpetz on the baseline right side. Kokomo going left to right on your dial. Bivens at the top of the key to Wiedenhoff. Wiedenhoff to Valentine. And back to Bivens, and they'll work a little clock.
Well, there's a situation where if South Adams come out of that zone, Kokomo may wind it down and go for 1.
Corpetz with it to Wiedenhoff, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by South Adams. Kokomo. Minute 50 to play in a basketball game. Tied at 57. The Wildcats with the ball. South Adams trying to win their first regional game ever here at the Bill Green Arena. It is Bivens on the half court. Now to Corpetz. He'll fire. No good. The rebound, deep rebound to Wiedenhoff. Great deep rebound on the weak side. And now Kokomo goes right back outside. And they'll set it up again. 90 seconds to play. 90 seconds to play. Tied at 57. This is the first overtime. Kokomo and South Adams. Bivens to Wiedenhoff. At the three-point arc, back to Bivens. Bivens, top of the key. Can't drive. Gives it off to Wiedenhoff. Down to a minute 15 to play. It is Bivens. He'll drive. Now pass to Corpetz. They look for Valentine inside. Can't go. They come way back outside to Bivens. And we have got 65 seconds to play. Bivens to Corpetz. Back to Bivens with 60 seconds to play. Bivens with 59 seconds to play. Tied at 57. Kokomo with the ball. Corpetz to Bivens. 50 seconds to play. They've worked a minute and a half off the clock here. Bivens back at the timeline. A zone defense by South Adams. Will they go all the way, or will they take a timeout? Let's see. 40 seconds to play. Tied at 57.
Now South Adams is man-to-man right now.
They just switched to a man-to-man. 35 seconds to play. Corpetz couldn't drive, and he does. Now he comes back out. Gives the ball to Bivens with a half a minute to play. Half a minute to play. Charlie Hall shouting out instructions for Kokomo. Tied at 57. It's Corpetz. Corpetz will drive. Now comes back to Valentine with 20. 20 seconds to play. Valentine outside to Wiedenhoff with 15 to play. And timeout. Kokomo wants a timeout. Bivens will call it with 11. 11 seconds to play. Kokomo works the clock all the way down to 11 seconds, and we are tied at 57. Try, and he does way back in the backcourt. 10 seconds to play. Now they give it back to Bivens with 8, 7. Bivens with 5. Drive. Stop. Pop. No good. Rebound South Adams. 2, 1. Desperation at the gun. No, and we're going double overtime. Each team scored 2 points in the first overtime, and we're going double OT. The score, 57, fourth quarter. Jump ball situation here. Linhart will go against Valentine. We begin the second overtime, tied at 57. Incredible basketball game. There's the whistle. There's the ball in the air. Kokomo has it. 57. Each team scored 2 points in that first overtime. Bivens to Wiedenhoff. Wiedenhoff back to Bivens. Now in the corner. Open is Valentine. A three. In and out. No. Smalley with the rebound. Back up and a foul. The basket with the first free throw is no good. Rebound comes down to South Adams. A brick. Thrown up there by Smalley. And now let's see how South Adams will play it. Will they run a little time off of the clock here in the second OT? We're tied at 57. With it is Stauffer on the half court. They look inside. Can't go. Go cross court to Sword. Now to Zerker. They're looking for Linhart. Linhart is posted up in the middle at the free throw line. 2:20 to play in second overtime. We're tied at 57. With it on the half court is South Adams. With it is Stauffer. Kokomo has got it packed in the zone, so South Adams will do what Kokomo did at the end of the first overtime, and they'll try to run some clock. Maybe go for a last shot. Interesting situation here. Lorenzo Pettiford has gone courtside, and now a trap here by Kokomo. Linhart finds Zerker wide open, and he scores! Zerker scores, and he has 8. And just as Kokomo put on the pressure, South Adams found the man wide open, and it's a 2-point lead for South Adams, 59-57. Corpetz goes to Valentine for Kokomo. Turnaround jump shot, no, but he's fouled. And Corpetz
gets that shot off. He was behind the backboard, but he was fouled, so these are big free throws.
And here's the first one, and it is good. Valentine hits the free throw time. He's a 58% free throw shooter on the year. The free throw is up, and it's good. He hits the most. Valentine has 9, and it's tied at 59, and it's South Adams with the ball. Linhart goes cross court to Zerker. Zerker goes all the way into the paint, dishes the ball off to Ballenbacher. The shot no good, and the rebound Kokomo. A good weak side rebound by Corpetz. And now we have the same situation here that we had at the end of the first overtime. Kokomo with the ball tied. Will they work the clock? Here is Corpetz out to Bivens. Minute 20 to play. We're in the second overtime. Bivens goes to Wiedenhoff. Bivens with it on the half court to Corpetz. Kokomo has only one timeout in which to work with, while South Adams has 3. 65 seconds to play. It wouldn't surprise me if we go to a third overtime. Smalley with it. South Adams wanted a travel, none called. Exactly a minute to play in overtime number 2. Smalley on the half court for South Adams to Bivens, or for Kokomo, I beg your pardon. Kokomo with the ball. 50 seconds to play. Tied at 59. We were tied at 55 at the end of regulation, 57 in the first overtime. We're 59-59 here in the second OT. We could go 3. Here's Corpetz. He'll drive. Stop. Pop. Shot. No good. Whistle. Foul call. The first one is up. The first one is good. Nothing but the bottom of the 8 of 13. One more free throw coming for Corpetz. Got them both, and Kokomo leads by 2. Kokomo leads by 2. 61-59. Linhart across the timeline. 30 seconds to play. Looks into the front court. Guarded by Corpetz. Now he goes to the middle of the floor. Now dishes off to Zerker. Zerker on a baseline. Scores! He's fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Zerker had his...
Here it's Bivens. Bring it across the timeline. Kokomo can take a timeout if they want. And they do. Charlie Hall says, let's take one. And Kokomo takes the timeout with 12 seconds to play. We are tied at 61.
Some big pressure free throws, but here it comes. 12 seconds to go.
All right, Kokomo gets it in. It is Bivens who will bring it across the timeline with 8, 7. Bivens with 5. He falls down and he travels. Time number 2. South Adams has the ball on the side court, mid-court. Zorg will try to get it in. Better hurry. Better hurry. Finally does it. He threw it away. Kokomo with the ball. 4, 3. Corpetz with 2. The shot. No good. He's fouled. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. No time left. He'll go to the line. No time left. What a great move by Corpetz. Corpetz will go to the line with no time left.
Unbelievable. They tried to set up a screen, Steve, for Linhart in the corner. He couldn't get open, and they was running out of time, so the guy just threw the ball in bounds, and it went off the South Adams player, and Corpetz pressure in high school basketball.
But it is a 2-shot foul. Now, the game is over. He's got to do his hit 1. On the game, Corpetz is 7 of 8. 7 of 8. The free throw is up. Good. The game is over. He doesn't even have to shoot the second one. The game is over. Kokomo wins. The game is over. Kokomo wins. 62-61. Incredible, incredible. Lorenzo Pettiford with Charlie Hall. Take it, Z.
Coach, I mean, unbelievable game. Well, we've been doing that all year. These kids have come back from coaching changes and blowouts. And, you know, you got to love them. And you got to love, hey, let's talk about South Adams.
Yeah.